Brooke here from Clear Creek Farm. So we've been asked several times now how you can tell if a goat is show correct or not. So tonight I'm going to explain that to you. So we've gathered a few animals together to show you some of the different things that you can tell if they're show correct or not. I have put together an acronym called P.E.T.S, P.E.T.T.S, and I'll explain to you what each of those letters means. I would probably write that down if you really want to know. So come along and I will show you what each of those letters stands for. So the P in P.E.T.S stands for pigment. A lot of people are confused on what pigment means. Pigment is just basically the coloring on the tail. This doe is about 50% pigmented. You can see the dark spots, and then down here in her vulva area, it's rosette. It's like a darker pink color. That's good, that's fine. But up here you can see it's white. She doesn't have any color up here. That's bad. That's why I say it's 50%. Now if you have a doe that's all white with no color at all, she basically has no pigment, and that is a DQ. Right now she's not show correct because she only has about 50% pigment. I'm hoping that will darken up as she ages and she gets out in the sun. The best way to get pigment on your animal is to shave the hair around the tail and put them out in the sun. Usually by the time they're 4 months old, they're gonna have as much pigment as they're gonna get. She's getting close to that age, but it has started to darken up a little bit. If we could get just this little part here with some color on it, we'll be golden. But right now, she basically just has pigment from here down. All right, this doe has perfect pigment. You see how dark it is? The dark color all the way from the top to the bottom. This is dark pigment, and this is really what you would look for, what you prefer. Rosette is fine. That is show correct. If you have a doe that's just rosette from top to bottom, that's okay. You can show them that way. However, this is preferable. Basically, the pigment is so the goat won't get cancer. It's the darker the pigment, the more cancer resistant they're going to be. The E in P.E.T.S stands for ears. This, a lot of people get confused. This is okay. This right here is not a DQ. You can show them like this. When they're a vertical fold is when they fold at the ear canal right here, and they basically form a taco. That would be not correct, okay? But this is okay. Some breeders at birth will snap this, pull that down really fast, which breaks this piece of skin here. I don't like to do that. I think it's cruel. But if you don't like this look, you can do that. And the other thing about ears, if it's a full blood, you want to make sure that their ears are nice and pendulous. And they should be longer or touch their nose. And percentages, it's not quite as important because obviously some percentages are going to be crossbreds. But in full bloods, you want the ears to do this. The first T in P.E.T.S stands for Teats. Okay? Unlike dairy goats, boars can have multiple teats. However, they have to be clean. They can't have more than 3 on a side, and they can't have less than a 50% split or fish teats. She's clean. 2x2s. Actually, she's one by one with the non-functional on each side. This is the functional teat. This is the non-functional teat. You can see how clean they are. The one, the non-functional, and the non-functional. She is show correct in her teat structure. So this doe has 1x1 teats. She just has 1 and 1 like a dairy doe. This is also show correct. She actually has really nice teats. And she's got a nice udder. She just weaned kids off of her about a month ago. 1x1s are nice. However, I prefer the 2x2s because they can nurse more kids at one time, and because their udders seem to last longer. They don't break down as quickly as the does with 1x1s. So this doe is not show correct. You see she's got 3 on each side. These 2 are functional. This one is not. And then these 2, and then this one is not. So she would not be considered show correct. So the second T in P.E.T.S stands for teeth. And you can see this doe is not show correct. See, her pad is here, her teeth are here. See, they don't touch. Her teeth go way over her pad and they overlap. So she would not be show correct. You could not show her. And you can see when she closes her mouth, you can see how her teeth flare out, her lower jaw sticks out higher than her top jaw. This doe's bite is perfect. It's right on. Her teeth sit right on top of her plate. You can see where they line up just perfect. And when she closes her mouth, it's a nice curve. Her jaw doesn't stick out. So this right here is what you want to look for. The S in P.E.T.S stands for scrotum. This one applies specifically to bucks. It has nothing to do with does. Basically, you want a buck that has a good, clean scrotum. You want them to have testicles that are the same size. You don't want testicles that one is longer and one is shorter than the other, or bigger or smaller. Okay? You also need to make sure that your scrotum doesn't have more than a 1-inch split at the tip. They should have a little dimple right here, which he does. But anything longer than 1 inch is the DQ. And you should not be keeping bucks like that. They should be culled. So make sure that your scrotums on your bucks are good and clean. Each testicle is the same size, and the dimple in the middle is not longer than 1 inch. All right, P.E.T.S, P.E.T.T.S is pigment, ears, teats, teeth, and scrotum. Those are the 5 major things that are DQ'd in the show industry for the boar goat world. The 4, the pigment, ears, teats, and teeth, specify all sexes. And the S, scrotum, is specifically for bucks. Now, there are other minor things that are not necessarily DQs, but they're not going to advance you in the class. Don't worry if you can't pick these out right away. It takes a number of years to fine-tune your sight so that you can find this stuff in your animals, but I'll point a couple of those out. Basically, the nice Roman nose, curvature of the horns on the head, right here, should cooperate. Deep-bodied animals, you want to have 2/3, the back 2/3 of the animal need to be longer than the front third. So if your animal is a short-bodied animal and you're competing against a longer-bodied animal, the longer-bodied animal is going to win it every time. Okay. So those are just a few of the things you got to look for. Another good one to watch for is feet. She needs her feet trimmed, but she's still got good feet. She's not walking on her pasterns. She stands nice and upright. When they basically walk on their dew claws and their pasterns are weak, then that's another thing you want to watch out for. That's not gonna advance you in the class. So just some of those minor things you want to look for in your animals. Like I said, it takes a little bit to kind of pick those out. You know, there's other things that I would look for: long necks, deep-bodied. I want to make sure that the front half isn't wider than the back half, and vice versa. So just those minor things, you know, to keep in mind. Now, there's one thing I'd also like to point out. Just because a doe isn't show correct doesn't mean she's not worth anything. She can have bad teats and still make really nice babies. She can have a bad bite, still make really nice babies. So just because she's got a bad bite or bad teats, don't count her out. Yes, she cannot be showing, but that does not mean she can't make babies for you. Bucks, on the other hand, need to be held to a higher standard. We don't need to be keeping and breeding to bucks that are not correct, because bucks are a dime a dozen. You don't need as many bucks to make babies as you do does. So does you can be a little more lenient on, bucks you can't. So just keep that in mind as you go ahead. Don't look at your herd and go, oh my gosh, she's got bad teeth, I gotta cull her. No, that's not true. You don't have to do that. Just watch her babies. And if she's throwing all bad teated babies, then yeah, you might want to cull her. But if her babies are fine, keep her in your herd, no problem. We've had does with crazy teats all over the place throw perfect, clean teated babies every time. So just because they're bad teated or bad bite does not mean they're bad doe. To the lady who asked about doing a trailering video, we have not forgotten you. I know you've been waiting a while. We plan on doing that when we head down to the show in Kentucky, which will be, so we'll release that one the tail end of July, maybe the beginning of August. So keep watching. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that we did not forget about doing that video. So thank you for watching the video. I really hope that helped all you out who've asked questions about how to tell if a goat is show correct or not. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask, comment below, message us. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, subscribe. Thank you guys again. You're getting all yellow ones. You're gonna have one more. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome.